Okay, what's up, guys? So, Fact Faction has uploaded a 5 darkest and twisted catfish stories. Now, if you do not know what catfish is, okay, it's not a fish. It's not the like food and stuff that you eat. No, catfish stories is like or catfishing is pretty much when you pretend to be somebody. All right, so let me just give you an example. But it's pretty much when you pretend to be somebody else, and then you're like talking to somebody, trying to get with them and things. So let me just give you an example. All right, let's say I was talking to a girl. She has a photo up where she supposedly she posted, she'll have a photo up saying that she's Beyonce and stuff, or she'll have like a photo of Beyonce saying that that's her and everything, multiple photos and stuff. And so I mean, I know who Beyonce is, but I'm just saying that she would have like her profile picture on social media being Beyonce. Me and her would start talking and things. And then, I'll like, let's hang out. She'll try to avoid it every single possible way to hang out. Then, then eventually we do meet up. And she doesn't look like Beyonce at all. She looks more like Samuel L. Jackson. That's that's catfishing. When she pretends to be somebody else and things. So yeah, catfishing, it's a messed up thing. People get hurt behind this type of stuff. They even have a TV show based off of it on MTV and stuff. I was watching a little bit of it yesterday. And yeah, it's I don't know why people do it. I don't know. Like, honestly, I would be like so upset. I'm thinking I'm talking to this attractive woman and things, and I'm talking to her brother. Like, no, it's like, no, I don't want this at all. Like, you honestly, people get hurt behind that type of stuff. Like, that's when you take Negan's bat and you start hitting some people's kneecaps with that type of stuff, man. Like, I don't want that type of stuff to be happening to me. That's why I'm like, you know what? No. I only like to talk to friends, okay, family, people that are not that are cool with me, seeing them and things. Like, I have to see, like, some proof that that is you in the profile picture and things. If not, then I'm all like, you know what, fine, forget it. Like, that's why it's just like, I barely trust people on social media and stuff. Like, I'm like, all right, let me follow them on Snapchat and things and see if it's real. Like, let me see about this. All right. But anyways, let's see what Fact Faction, what they have for us today and things. And make sure you go subscribe to Fact Faction for more videos.
Catfishing is the act of online deception whereby the deceiver invents and assumes a fake online identity in order to lure the interaction and attention of unsuspecting internet users.
I think it's
this
cool.
This nefarious activity can be motivated by love, revenge, jealousy, or, as this video explores, for many other reasons. Today, Fact Faction looks at 5 of the darkest and twisted catfish stories.
Number 1, Janelle
In 2012,
Porter.
when a CIA agent became involved in an online feud marked by jealousy and lust, things were about to take a strange and brutal twist. 30-year-old Janelle Potter, who lived with her parents, led a sheltered and lonely existence, and due to health conditions was unable to lead a normal life for a woman of her age. She did have a boyfriend, but she was forced to keep this relationship a secret from her overbearing parents. To compensate for this, Janelle lived much of her life through social media, where anonymous trolls insulted, belittled, and even threatened to rape and assault her.
Wow.
Janelle suspected that these anonymous messages were being sent by 2 of her former Facebook friends, young couple Billy Payne and Billie Jean Hayworth. This Facebook feud, which had been a long-term affair, began when Hayworth suspected that Janelle was attracted to her boyfriend Payne. At this point, a CIA agent who communicated online simply by the name of Chris became involved. He claimed that he was determined to help Janelle and kept in regular contact with her and her overprotective parents. Chris knew a great deal about the personal lives of all 3 and seemed very aware of details which proved his involvement in the feud. In some of his emails, Chris insisted that Payne and Hayworth, whom he had allegedly been monitoring, were attempting to kill Janelle, and that Janelle's life was in immediate danger. As these emails continued to build,
See, okay, now that's the thing. Now I'm like, okay, now if you're over here talking about like, like if you get to that point where you're bullying a person online and it's all like, okay, it was the girl's mistake. If she liked the dude, just let her know like, hey, we're in a relationship. You need to back off. That's it. All you need to do. But if it gets to the point where you're bullying her, like you over here calling her ugly, this and that on social media, yeah, it's like that's that type of people that don't even need to be on social media and stuff. And then you over here catfishing at that, like, nah, get up out of here with that, man.
Janelle's father became angry and desperate and vowed to do anything possible to help his daughter. When Payne and Hayworth were found dead in their Tennessee home, he naturally became the #1 suspect.
Wow.
The couple were found with fatal gunshot wounds to the head. Payne's throat had also been slashed, and Hayworth was found cradling her 7-month-old child, who survived the ordeal unharmed.
Wow, that's crazy.
Janelle's father later confessed to these killings. Investigators, after searching the home computer of the Potter family, discovered that CIA agent Chris did not exist, and that all emails from this enigmatic stranger were actually sent by Janelle herself to convince her family that she was in danger. She fed her own delusions and those of her parents in order to avenge Payne for her alleged unrequited love. Although she did not pull the trigger herself, Janelle was charged with first-degree murder along with her father and mother. Jamie Curd, Janelle's secret boyfriend, who is believed to have assisted Janelle's father in the crime, was also charged and sentenced to 25 years.
Dang.
Despite this, Janelle still denies sending any of the incriminating emails and maintains that she was not playing the part of Chris. Prosecutors believe that Janelle intentionally manipulated her parents into believing that Payne and Hayworth needed to be killed. All four continue to serve their sentences.
That's crazy. Marissa Williams. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Like, I'm just like, with situations like that, you gotta just handle it on your own. But without killing somebody, like, why would you go as far as killing somebody in a situation like that? And it's all like, that's on you for liking another woman's boyfriend, like, and it's just like, then at that, have like another boyfriend, or it's just like, that's a really weird, and it's very twisted. It's a very twisted and weird story and things, but it's like, that type of stuff, man. I'm like, that's why people shouldn't be doing that catfishing. They shouldn't be doing any of that type of stuff. Like, they should just really, what they need to do, be themselves on social media, okay? If you got people bullying you for being yourself, block them. Keep blocking them. If they keep on doing it, then, I don't know, sue them for harassment or something. Like, that's what I would do. But it's just like, it's stuff like that. It's just, it shouldn't have even went as far as somebody losing their life over it. Yeah, what they did was wrong, but they didn't need to die over it. So, anyways.
In 2014, 19-year-old Marissa Williams, who lived in Alabama with her aunt, had an unusual and dangerous habit of befriending strangers on social media and inviting them back to her home.
Wow.
When her concerned aunt criticized her for this behavior, Marissa blocked her on Facebook, meaning that her aunt was no longer able to track or monitor her online behavior. Marissa, unaffected by her aunt's concerns, continued to befriend people online and soon began talking regularly to a user called Trey Topdog Ellis. During their very first conversation, Marissa invited him to come to her home to get drunk and offered him sex if he was willing to pay her $50 phone bill. He did not accept her invitation, but the pair continued to communicate online. Over the next few days, Marissa confided in Trey and told him all about her problems with her aunt. She eventually asked Trey to rescue her from her family, chillingly telling him that he could shoot and kill her aunt if she got in the way. Over time, these plans became more complex and increasingly ruthless and cruel. Marissa asked Trey to kill her aunt and her partner, along with her cousin and their family dog. She also asked Trey to bring a getaway car so that they could escape quickly. What Marissa didn't know was that Trey did not exist. The account had actually been created by her concerned aunt, who was hoping to teach Marissa a lesson on the dangers of meeting strangers online. When this lesson wasn't heeded, and when Marissa's communications with the fictional Trey became more sinister and dangerous, her aunt became distressed. She reported these conversations to authorities, who subsequently charged Marissa with solicitation of murder. After her arrest, Marissa apologized and claimed that she had no real intention of following through with her plans.
Now, okay. Now you had no plan on doing it, but you were inviting the guy over to do it. Yeah, that girl, she's crazy. Like, honestly, you're willing to kill your family for protecting you. That's that type of stuff where I'm like, yeah, that person, they're very dark and twisted. Yeah, they fit very, very well in a video like this. You are willing to kill your own family to meet strangers. It's people like that, man. I swear. It's just, they honestly, they really deserve to be in a crazy home for the rest of their lives, doing some stuff like that. Like, really, it's just, I'm just caught on that. Like, she told a completely random stranger this guy could have raped and killed you instead of like killing your family and things. And it's like he could have did that, killed your family and killed you. So it's like this dude could have had like, he could have been on the killing spree. He could have been like running from the law. Like, that's why it's just like, even like when random people, when they be adding me and stuff, like I be trying to see like, okay, are they friends of friends? Like, or are they, is there like mutual friends between us two? Like, do they know people I know? Because if not, I have no business adding them. I have no business talking to them. It's like very few times I do that to a person and things. And, it's just so like, most of the time, like, yeah, if it's, people that I don't know, I don't add them. If I do, I have no conversation with them and things. But I like I said, that Snapchat and, like stuff where you can see them live, okay then. But other than that, like, yeah, I don't even be fooling around with that type of stuff. So, Brian Hill.
When 29-year-old Brian Heil began a 2-year-long online relationship with
Like, listen, people, I messed up. I had like a C in English. Okay, so forgive me for mispronouncing these names. I've been that substitute mispronouncing people's names. So forgive me, people.
Illicit pictures and communicate over the internet. Heil became besotted with Watkins and would send, amongst other images, graphic pictures of his penis. Eventually, after talking for over a year,
that's what that is.
Heil became frustrated that the two were yet to meet in person, so he decided to track his girlfriend down. After a lengthy online search, he discovered that these images had actually been sent by a gay man who lived in South Africa, and that Watkins herself had absolutely no knowledge of any of these interactions.
Wow.
Watkins did not know either the man who had been sharing her images or Heil himself. Heil, who lived with his grandmother at the time, became furious that his lover wasn't real and that he had been sending lewd private images to a fake profile. He allegedly told his grandmother, quote, "Grandma, it's a gay. I hate gay guys." He then concocted a plan to kill the hoaxer along with Watkins and her boyfriend, despite the fact that the latter two were...
Whoa. Okay, now, nobody needs to die in a situation like that. Especially like them two. Like the gay man, yeah, he might have got punched across the face if I ever really seen him in real life. But it's like killing them, like, nah. It's just that's not the way to go. And it's just like, I understand with this, like, that's your own fault for sending that like images of yourself to other people and things. You shouldn't have been doing that. Like I said, to women that not to random women that's halfway across the world. Like, it's stuff like that, man. It's so dumb hearing stories like that, because I'm all like, yeah, that's your own fault for doing it to yourself and things. You shouldn't have been doing that in the first place. That should have been a sign right there that you need to stop. All right, you shouldn't be doing that type of stuff. But anyways,
in no way responsible for or aware of what had occurred. Heil boarded a bus from Michigan to California with the intention of murdering Watkins and her partner. Heil's brother contacted police as he and his family were suspicious that Heil had plans to murder those who he felt had wronged him. Heil was found and arrested only a mile away from the home of Watkins. Later in the investigation, a notebook was found in which Heil had written many details about his plans. One section coldly listed weapons and tools which he planned to implement, including rope, duct tape, chloroform, mace, a knife, and a trench coat. The notebook also stated that he wanted to learn to pick locks and contained his would-be victims' addresses, phone numbers, and even their favorite restaurant. This personal information was gathered by Heil after he managed to hack into Watkins' email account. In 2013, Heil was found guilty of interstate stalking with the intent to kill, injure, or harass, and was ordered to serve 5 years in prison.
Nah, that type of stuff, it more needs to be more like 50 years in a crazy home. This person, because who knows, they just feel like, all right, 5 years, I'll just wait. And then they just get right back out and they go out and do the killings and things. And so, yeah, there's like, maybe like put the others in, one of them protection programs. But still, I'm all like, just 5 years? Like, just, okay, well, there's like enough time for me to go and find another place to live, change my name, my identity, all of that, okay? I'm going to be, I'm going to just be a completely new person, okay? All my friends and everybody, I'm all like, now look, I'm like, maybe you can write me notes, you can do something. But I'm like, I'm just about like I'm gonna have to be a completely new person. I can't be living a life whereas somebody 5 years later they're gonna be trying to track me down and things. Like, no, I don't care. I will become like, it's like, I'm black now, I will become white. Okay, dye my hair blonde, have it all grown out, grow a goatee. I will be a completely different person in a situation like that. I'm not trying to die because of this person's age. But me, I shouldn't be doing stuff like that. But it's just so like, but no, I'm like talking, because he was trying to kill the couple. They had nothing even to do with this situation. So I put myself in their situation. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm changing my identity, all of that. I'm like, because they just only getting 5 years. This person might be trying to come out and kill me. So I'm like, nah, I'm out of here. Tall, hot blonde.
In 2005, Jessie Schuyler began circulating sensual and provocative pictures of herself online in an attempt to garner the sexual attention of eager young men. Under the alias of Tall Hot Blonde, she would talk to many men online and had a catalog of alluring pictures in order to tempt those with whom she was chatting. Over time, one particularly special relationship developed with a young man named Marine Sniper, who was soon bound for duty in Iraq, and the two communicated via explicit messages for over a year. It seemed that the two teenagers had found a fulfilling mutual love. However, the face behind Marine Sniper was not who he seemed. The account was actually owned by Thomas Montgomery, an unhappy, middle-aged man with a dead-end job and a miserable marriage. When his wife discovered a stash of photos, notes, and women's underwear, she was furious with her husband and wrote to Jessie to expose the real identity of her apparent lover. Montgomery later told reporters that the online relationship with Jessie had become more real to him than real life. Notes which he had written to himself seemed to indicate that he was losing touch with reality and that his online persona was becoming the most important part of his unfulfilling life. After finding out, Jessie was furious that the relationship had been called off and planned her revenge by starting another online love affair with a colleague of Montgomery, 22-year-old Brian Barrett. When this affair became...
Then that's how other people get killed and things. When you get others involved, and it's like, I feel like people don't think of that. It's just like, drop the situation and move on with your life.
Known to Montgomery, he swiftly became jealous of Barrett, particularly amid claims that Barrett had been offered Jessie's virginity. During this period, Montgomery and Jessie continued to chat online, which only seemed to exacerbate Montgomery's rage. At one point, he told her that Brian Barrett will pay in blood. One night after leaving work, Barrett was shot dead by the jealous Montgomery with a sniper rifle.
Exactly.
Montgomery was sentenced to 20 years for murder. But the deception doesn't end there. After all of this occurred, it became clear to investigators that Jessie knew absolutely nothing about any of these relationships or exchanges. The Tall Hot Blonde account had in fact been created and managed by Mary Sheeler, Jessie's very own mother. Mary had secretly been sharing these images, underwear, details, and notes without the knowledge of her daughter, and had been conducting these lewd and lascivious online interactions while playing the part of her young and attractive child. Mary could not be charged for her responsibility in any part of this ordeal, as she was found to have broken no law. However, she did not come out unscathed. After everything became clear, her husband filed for divorce, and she now speaks to neither him nor her daughter.
That is the biggest plot twist ever in my life. They were both catfishing. I was expecting a story like that. Like mid-video, I was thinking it's going to be crazy if there was if two people in here, one was getting catfished and then the other one was getting catfished, like two completely, but your own daughter? Oh man, that's crazy. Like me, I was expecting like it's gonna be like she's just a random person and that guy's just a random person. They just took each other's photos and it was or took other people's photos and was catfishing, and it was like you did your own daughter dirty. If I had to say at the end of the day, you did your own daughter dirty. Like that's never in my life. Yeah, I don't blame the husband for divorcing the mom. You putting your daughter's life in danger like that. Like that dude could have he could have forgot dude and could have came to your house and killed your daughter. Now your daughter's dead. And then the FBI is going to find that stuff. And then it's like, you're going to have to live with that for the rest of your life that you got your daughter killed. No. Now she's going to have to live with the rest of her life that she got a random man killed. And that's why it's just like that type of stuff. If you know you're going to be doing that on social media, stop it. Number 5, 14-year-old catfished.
In September of 2013, a 14-year-old girl who can't be named for legal reasons was contacted online by who she believed was a 16-year-old boy. The two quickly became friends, exchanged numbers, and began texting each other and talking daily. After a couple of weeks, the pair began calling each other boyfriend and girlfriend, even though they had never actually met in real life. The young girl was asked by her online boyfriend to send him sexually explicit photos. She refused at first, but soon gave in. After dating for a couple of months, the girl decided that she had had enough and told her boyfriend that she wanted to break up because all he could think about was sex.
Wow.
The teenager didn't take the breakup well and told the girl that he would send the explicit photos to her father to get back at her. The 14-year-old girl was understandably distraught by this and believed that her life was over. Soon after the breakup, the girl received a text message from her ex's mother, who claimed that her teenage son had taken his own life. To make things worse, after hearing this shocking news, the young girl's father revealed that he had received the nude pictures of her. The story took a very dark turn when the father told her that he liked the nude pictures and began to sexually abuse her. After around a year, the abuse came to an abrupt end after the girl went to the school nurse and told her about what was happening. The nurse reported it to the police, and the 41-year-old, who also can't be named, was arrested and charged for his disturbing crimes. After tracking the IP address, investigators soon uncovered that the girl's 16-year-old boyfriend was actually her own father the whole time, and the entire relationship was a lie. The young girl's father faces up to 250 years in prison. Thanks for watching. If you have a suggestion for a video, then please leave it in the comments below. And if you haven't already, then subscribe to see more videos like this.
That last one, them last two, that was crazy. That was crazy, okay, I'm gonna just say this. Good that last one, like, no lives were taken away, because it was like when the 14-year-old or the 16-year-old boy, when they were saying that, oh, he took his own life and things. I'm like, man, that's sad. I'm like, that's really sad and stuff. But it wasn't even like, it wasn't real. And I'm like, to find out that was the 14-year-old, the girl, her dad the whole time, that's crazy. That's really crazy. And it's like, and that leaves you asking that question of like, okay, well, how does the dad or how does the boy know the girl's dad? Like, I've been like, how do you know my dad? Like, really? Come on now. And then for it to be the dad the whole time, like, dang, that's sad, man. That is really sad. It's just to hear something like that, I hope that girl, from that day forward, I hope she's had a very blessed life. Like, cause dealing with something like that, that's just, it's messed up, man. So, but yeah, this catfishing stories, they get out of hand. They seriously do. Like, I thought the show was bad, but no, it was like, these stories was much more worse. Like, it just got darker and more twisted as the video proceeded on and things. So it's like, shout out to Fact Faction for finding these stories. It's like that, honestly, stories like this should teach people a lesson that you shouldn't be doing that catfishing stuff. You shouldn't be talking to random people online. Like, I try to like keep that stuff limited and things, you know, and it's because it's stories like this. It's catfishing. It gets way too out of hand. So it's like, you know, you see it happen, and it's like it's crazy. It's really crazy and stuff. But I mean, you know, it's just it's like words can't even explain like how I feel about some of these stories, like especially them last two. You know, for a random dude to get killed and things in that second story, then for that last one for the girl's dad to be in it the whole time, and it's like, dang, it's just people, they do anything, and it's like nowadays, and it's like that dad, 250 years, it's like, yeah, it's life, you know, it pretty much, you just got life in prison and things. But anyways, yeah, like I said, I hope everybody that's like, just not even that girl, like everybody that suffered, you know, in those 5 stories, I hope they all just from those days forward, they had blessed days, like they had blessed lives and stuff, and you know, they're not suffering from that type of stuff anymore. Like, you know, now I'm pretty sure they're probably careful now and things, but yeah, that was crazy. That was really crazy, and I highly encourage everybody, if you're gonna be talking to random people on social media or online, it's make sure it's friends. Make sure, like me with the YouTube situation, it's like anybody can be talking to me, like anybody. I don't know who it is, but it can be anybody. And it's like, you know, when it gets to the point where they're asking me like where I live, like I'm just gonna let them know, Seattle, Washington. That's where I live. Like it's you know, like I might just start saying Washington State at this point if I'm in Seattle, Washington and stuff. But yeah, it's like address wise, you know, sending photos of myself, like all of that type of stuff. You know, it's like I try to stay far away from that. Like I really do. Like there's been times when I've been asked to do that. I'm like, you ain't gonna get me caught up. I leave it alone. But you know, if there was ever a time where it's just like me, I don't know, because I don't let that type of stuff get to me. I'm like, if you do leak out photos of myself to the whole world to see things, I'm just gonna be like, hey, I'm like, I guess you guys are gonna be seeing my parts. Like, it's just, you guys just gonna see it. Like, I'm just all like, you know, I can't really do anything about it, so I'm just all like, you know, it's already out there. Like, it's just, you know. Because I see it as this, like, if actors and, you know, if they can show it in like, movies and stuff, like, I'm just going to be like, you know what, I'm just going to be like, hey, I see myself as, like, an actor in a movie. It's bound to be shown one day, so I'm just going to be like, hey, it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to, like, throw fits and get mad over it and stuff, but to just be sending it to, you know, random people, nah, it's like, that's a no can do. That's a mistake right there. So I encourage people not to do that. Don't be catfishing people. Don't be the victims of catfish. I mean, you can't really stop it if somebody takes your photos and then they're using it to talk to somebody else and things. Like, there's times when people have taken my photo and stuff, and they not even so much as take my photos, they're pretending to be me. Like, I didn't see there's Twitter accounts and they pretended to be me, YouTube accounts then pretended to be me and stuff. And I'm just like, no, you know who the real deal is, all right? It's me, the one right here that's on this channel uploading and things. I'm the real deal on this channel and stuff. You can't find anyone else like this, but yeah, that is just crazy, you know. But yeah, like I said, I hope everybody in this video that suffered, I hope they all had it a very blessed life after that, you know, after those events and things and so on. But anyways, yeah, make sure you go subscribe to Fact Faction. They got 331,000 subscribers, and you know, they're, you know, about 70k away from 400k. So let's make it happen, people. Make sure you go subscribe to them. Please like and subscribe to me too, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching, and peace.